Welcome everyone to Zoom into Books this afternoon. It's a special day for us and luckily for you too. We have multi-award winning author, children's book author, Melinda Chambers with us. She is a Mom's Choice Award winner. She has traveled all across the United States. She has been featured at Book Expo America in New York City. She's been featured at the Southern Christmas Show in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a mom, a grandmother, and now a full-time author and part of the Headline Book School Show program. So, Melinda, welcome to Zoom.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We're very happy to have you, and I know that we'll have kids watching and parents. So you have written several books in this series. Today we're going to be talking about the day that Snapdragons snapped back. So please tell people the inspiration for your story and a little bit about your school visits and what you do.
Okay, I'll be glad to. I have a series, they're called My Lessons from Nature, and I was inspired just simply from observing things in nature. My first book, We Are Who We Are, dealt with birds and all the different characteristics, with the moral of that story being choices. The birds don't have a choice, but people do. And my next book was The Day the Snapdragons Snapped Back, which is what I'll be reading today. But it was inspired actually by my friend Beulah here, was the inspiration for this book. She planted snapdragons and the chipmunks got in all of her snapdragons and just destroyed them. So we decided we'd write a book about the problem with this. And she was also joined by her buddy who likes to get into Beulah's flowers. He likes to dig through them and make quite the mess. So he gets a little involved in it too. So we'll be talking a little bit about both of those and as our stories from nature, and we'll see what we've learned about the snapdragons and what lesson they can teach us. I'll go ahead and say my third book is, I'm not hearing you, Kathy, now, but my third book is with Frady Cat, that talks about facing your fears. And the fourth book deals with Chilly Billy and the peer pressure that we're all under. So that's my 4-book series.
That's terrific. And I love your puppets. They're so cute. I know that your school show program is prized for the kids. I know it is.
I enjoy going to schools all over the state. I just recently returned from the Young Writers Conference in Charleston, and I worked with first and second graders, and they were precious. I really enjoyed them.
Oh, that's great. I know that quite a few of the Headline Books authors go down for that. And it's wonderful for the kids to get to meet authors from West Virginia. Melinda lives in Romney in Hampshire County, West Virginia. So without any further ado, Melinda's going to read The Day the Snapdragons Snapped Back. For the viewers who are watching on Facebook, if you have comments for the author, please type them in the comments section. If you would like a school visit, I'll be posting links on how you can get in touch with the author. And let's take it away, Melinda.
Okay, thank you. The Day the Snapdragons Snapped Back. I'm the author, Melinda Chambers, and it's beautifully illustrated, but by my, married my brother, so Sue Ann Maxwell Spiker. She lives in Jane Lou in the middle part of West Virginia, but she is a beautiful artist and has illustrated several of my books. Okay, and on the first page, for the dedication, I dedicated to your future, and may you cultivate what life has in store for you and to bloom in radiant colors. We all bloom in different ways, but we are all beautiful. Quit digging in the flowers. If I've told you once, I've told you 100 times, you can't dig in Beulah's flower bed. But I planted a bone there and I really want to get it out. And that's why I'm digging all this time. I'm trying to get that off the screen. Okay. Now the next page. She's making a big mess. Miss Beulah will be quite upset with you when she sees what you've done to her beautiful flowers. All that digging. Oh, Beulah's too nice to be mad at me for very long. Besides, I'm too cute to yell at, and they're just flowers. She won't miss a few. Oh, you young pups, you're all alike. You think you just can't do anything that you want and nothing will happen. But sometimes things do happen and you don't expect them and you can't change them, but you need to be prepared and come sit by me. I have a story that I want to tell you. So finding the last bone and eager to gnaw on it for a while, the pup snuggled up for his mom and was all ears. So back before you were born, in fact, I wasn't very old myself, I watched as Beulah planted some snapdragons in her flower bed. And every morning she checked on them. She watered them if they needed it, and removed the weeds from around them, and gave them fertilizer to help them grow. And with such good care, it wasn't long before they started to grow. But little did she know that disaster was lurking just around the corner. See, I said this was about Beulah. One morning, really early, just as the buds were beginning to spring into beautiful flowers, a couple of chipmunks came through and terrorized the flower bed. They grabbed those flowers and they started to whittle them just above the surface of the ground, taking the buds with them. They just made a mess. What do you think Beulah did? When Beulah came out to water her flowers later that morning, she couldn't believe what she saw. All that was left of her beautiful snapdragons was stems barely sticking out of the ground. Gone were the multicolored blooms that Beulah planted to enjoy all summer. Gone were the rewards from her hard work. Gone were her dreams. Oh, poor Beulah. So wiping away her tears, she went back inside, vowing never to plant those snapdragons again. Poor Beulah, what happened then? Every morning, I checked on those snapdragons, what was left of them, and little by little, they started to grow back. With the help of the summer rain and the warm sun, the meager stems were transformed, and in no time it seemed that these snapdragons had snapped back. In fact, there were snapdragons everywhere. Whoa. Well, how did they do that? Well, even though the chipmunks took away the plant that showed on the surface, they didn't get to the roots, and that was the heart of the plant. So with the help from nature, the plant was able to come back, but this time it was sturdier than it was before. Well, what did Beulah do when she saw these beautiful flowers? Oh, that was such a glorious day indeed. Once again, she wiped away her tears, but this time there were tears of joy. You see, because she'd taken such good care of these plants before the chipmunks showed up. So the root system was very strong. Is that why you take such good care of me and teach me right from wrong? Yes, if you learn all you can. Now, this is the moral of the story, so listen carefully. If you learn all you can and try real hard to be the best you can be, then if something happens that sets you back, you don't give up. You have a strong foundation, and with the help of those around you, you can snap back and be even better than you were before. But gee, Mom, I thought life was supposed to be easy. Life is good, but it's not so easy. Well, I'd better put this dirt back before Beulah sees the mess I made. Then what do you think they're going to do? They're going to chase those chipmunks. Said, good thinking. When we're done, we'll see if we can find some chipmunks to chase. Looks like they've got them on the run. So, do you like that story? Now, this is a picture of the author and the illustrator. The illustrator's riding her beautiful horse, that's Sue Ann, and I'm the author, Melinda. So, we'll get back to our friends here. Get them going. So, Beulah, that was a really good story. Thank you. I'm really glad you told me the story so I could share it with all the girls and boys and everybody else, all the parents, everybody, because they've all really enjoyed this story. It was a good one. It shows that you put a lot of hard work in something, and even though you thought it was going to pot, nothing to show for it, they came back, didn't they? And then this little troublemaker over here who thought that flowers weren't important and thought Beulah wouldn't care since he's so cute, and he is cute, I gotta say that. But he found out he kind of did make a mess that you didn't appreciate too much, so that's why he cleaned it up for you. And I think he likes flowers now, but I don't think he likes the chipmunks. You don't like him either? Well, I don't blame you. Okay, well, hopefully our audience is learning that it's important to learn all we can about things and to be the very best we can be, so that if things happen to set us back, and they do, they're going to set us back, things happen, but we can be strong and we can pull ourselves up and we can be better as a result of it. You agree? Hey, well, it's nice talking to everybody, and I hope you enjoyed my book.
Thank you, Melinda. This is so important. I just thought about the timing of the story after the pandemic. That was something very hard that families had to get through. And this is a perfect book illustrating that you can get through the tough times.
There's things we just have no control over, but they're, they happen. So how are we dealing with it? We need to figure it out.
That's exactly right. I want to thank you so much for joining us on Zoom into Books. I have posted links on the Facebook feed on how you can get Melinda's books. Where is your next appearance, Melinda?
Well, I just came back from Charleston. I know I will be going to the Arts and Crafts Fair in Ripley. I'm not sure about other places just yet. I'm usually the busiest around Christmas time.
Well, that's wonderful. I know we'll see you in the near future. I want to thank everyone for joining us for Zoom into Storytime, and hope that you come back again to meet another wonderful children's book author. Thank you, Melinda.
Thank you, Kathy.